The following is a presentation of William Patterson University Television, WPTV.
Welcome back to the desk. After a very surprising regular season, the NHL playoffs are finally here. Here to break it all down with me, we have Joe, Anthony, Mikey, and Andrew. You know, Anthony, obviously being an Islanders fan, they've got a big series against the Hurricanes currently. Not off to the best of starts, but it's fun to see all three local teams in the playoffs. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, well, Joe, the producer of this lovely block, is going to torture me by making me call the Islanders game from the other night. We're going to take a look at those numbers, and we're going to take a look at this video right here. Brock Nelson with a breakaway shoots and scores with 10 minutes left in the third period. They get out to that 3-2 lead. They come back from down 2-0. I'm sitting there doing a radio show saying, Islanders are going to win this game. Nope, 2 minutes later, Hurricanes score to tie the game at 3. That's Jakub Slavik, who is scoring right there to tie at 3. No one would score in the rest of the third period, so we go to overtime in the NHL playoffs. As you may know, in the overtime, full 20-minute periods in the playoffs. And here is Jesper Fast scoring to make it a 4-3 game, a skate-off winner for the Hurricanes. They win. They make it 2-0 in the series. Islanders need to step up. They need Bo Horvat to score, and they need to win the next 2 games at home if they want a chance.
Yeah, going to be a really tall order to come back in that series. Mikey, what do the Islanders need to do?
Well, they got to get to Antti Ranta. Anders Lee and Jean-Gabriel Pageau are people that I think need to step up. They have 100 points on the season combined, and you know, obviously they're not doing the playoffs right now. They're only scoring 4 goals in these games.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting this series potentially come back. And Hurricanes, one of the bigger threats in the NHL. Be a nice upset for the Islanders if they can make that happen. But from one New York team to 2 other local ones facing against each other, the New York Rangers, New Jersey Devils. Andrew, I know you're very passionate. Got a lot of feelings in this series. Take me through it.
Rangers are up 2-0 in the series. As we take a look at the highlights last night, we're going to see Haula score right there. And we take a closer look right here at the deflection. The loose puck was behind Shesterkin. Halla's going to tip that in. That'll make the game 1-0, but not so fast, my friend. Tarasenko's going to get the pass here from Fox. Going to wrist shot right there. And that is going to tie the game up at 1. Then we're going to get another goal on the power play. And this is going to be fantastic as we take another look here. Kane's going to have it. Shoot, deflecting by Chris Kreider, and that is what he does best. Every single time he's there on the power play, standing in front of the net, shielding the goalie and deflecting the puck in, and that is what the Rangers are known for. And another Chris Kreider goal. He has 4 power play goals in this series, and that is one of the bigger reasons why the Rangers are winning. And their forecheck has been just unstoppable. Same with the power play and the penalty kill, as the Devils only have 1 shot on goal on the power play.
Yeah, and the Rangers are going home now with a chance to potentially sweep up 2-0 going back to MSG. Joe, your Devils disappointing you a little bit. Can they come back?
Yeah, listen, they had a great regular season, but it's going to be really tough. I mean, you're playing Game 3 at the Garden now. It would have been nice to get at least 1 at the Rock, but tough atmosphere to play at the Garden. Even though you beat the Rangers in the regular season, you won that series. But listen, Adam Fox, 6 assists now for the Rangers in 2 games as well. The power play unit has been absolute killer for New Jersey Devils. They have been absolutely. It's really, really disgusting to look at. They went 0 for 4 as well in the power play yesterday, and it's been very disappointing for Devils. And Rangers' playoff experience is really showing against this young Devils team.
Yeah, definitely inexperience showing a little bit. Obviously, they're technically on the road to going to MSG, but New Jersey Devils fans can obviously travel to the Garden potentially. So maybe the home ice will even out a little bit more so than what the Rangers are used to in their building. But to switch things over, one team that's kind of disappointing in the Devils. One team that's historically disappointed is the Toronto Maple Leafs. Andrew, Gavin, what do they need to do to kind of have some more success in these playoffs?
Turnovers along the boards, turnovers in the open ice. They cannot control the puck. They've been freezing in center ice, turning the puck over. The forecheck is awful. They cannot control the puck. And the Buffalo Sabres haven't been in the playoffs in 15 years. They have gone past the first round before the Maple Leafs have in the past 25 years. It's sad.
Mikey?
I mean, certainly, I just saw this one stat and just how they are in closeout games. 1-8 in 6 and 7 games. They don't close out any games they play in. They have a core 4 of Matthews, Marner, Tavares, and Nylander, and they just don't come up in big situations. They're great in the regular season, and then they just don't put it together in the playoffs.
They definitely have time to do it, though. Looked pretty good in the most recent game against the Lightning. Anthony, talk about the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, their big-ticket players need to step up. Mikey just touched on it recently. Austin Matthews, John Tavares. Tavares had a big game to even the series up at 1 against the Lightning. They need more of that from the Maple Leafs. They need more of that from him. They need more of that from Matthews. And if they do that, they should be able to break this drought.
Yeah, it's a good 1-2 punch with Tavares and Matthews. Former Islander John Tavares. Definitely remember when he was with them. Joe,
Yeah, listen, right off the bat, it's the penalty kill unit. This is a team that hasn't won a playoff series since 2004, and they made the playoffs 5-6 straight times. It's a very disappointing to be a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, but right off the bat, they're going to lose the series if they can't keep themselves out the box. Because Tampa, they're scoring off the power play with Hedman, Braden Point, and also Nikita Kucherov as well. So it's going to be a tough one for the Maple Leafs if they can't stay out the box.
Yeah, we know the experience that the Lightning have built up over the last number of years, winning multiple Stanley Cups. So obviously a big test for a team that has struggled like the Maple Leafs. But for teams to have success, you got to have stars shine. You got to have breakout type players. Mikey, who's a player in these playoffs that you look to make a big difference for one of their teams?
Well, it's got to be David Pastrnak. He's on the best team in the NHL. I think they had 13 more wins than the next closest team. In the playoffs so far, he has 1 goal in 2 games. He averages over a point a game in his playoff career. And, arguably he's a top 3 guy in the NHL, and he's on the best team. So you got to imagine he's going to get things done for his team.
Andrew, who's your stand-up player?
Mine's going to be Jack Eichel. I mean, he's been a star for so long. He was stuck in Buffalo for so long, got out of there. Last year was in Vegas, had the back injury. First time in the playoffs, he's stepping up. 2 games in, he has 2 goals. His plus-minus is -3, but, they split right now with the Jets. And, a big thing going forward now is seeing how he can perform. He's been a star for so long in his career.
They've kind of been amazing. They've been in the league for a while now, the Golden Knights, but since being an expansion team, the amount of success that they've actually had, it's kind of crazy. Anthony.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Drew Pinch. He had a hat trick the other night against Minnesota, even the series up at 1 apiece. 2 games, 4 goals, assist, 5 points, and a plus-minus of 0. He's had a great start to the postseason so far. Look for him to keep it going.
Joe, who's your stud?
I'm going to go for the Carolina Hurricanes, Sebastian Aho. Listen, his stats might be showing not too much, eye-catching the playoffs, but listen, 2 games, got 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points, and also 1 plus-minus. But listen, he's a guy who's filling in the spot right now for Andrei Svechnikov, who tore his ACL. Is a big loss for the Carolina Hurricanes this year, and he's been filling up that road really well. He had a great regular season stats as well for the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, no, definitely a great regular season for them. I can't wait for the rest of these playoffs. First round been very exciting. But we are in the first round. Obviously, you got to have some early predictions for who's going to hoist the coveted Stanley Cup. So, Joe, I'll keep things with you. A lot of teams are in contention. Who do you like to bring home?
Well, listen, they're tied right now 1-1 the series against the Florida Panthers. But I'm going with the Boston Bruins. They came out and showered 7 goals in the first game of the series. They've broken almost a lot of records. The combination of Ullmark and Swayman in the goalie position. The guys, Marchand and Bergeron, acquiring Bertuzzi from Detroit was absolutely huge. Paul Zacha has been having an electrifying season since he came from the Devils to them. And this team can do it all, and I can't see them with a historical regular season not winning the Stanley Cup at all. And if they don't win, it's a huge disappointment.
Yeah, if they don't win, you took the words out of their mouth. A huge disappointment. That regular season almost meaningless. So, Anthony, who you got?
See if I can work some reverse jinx magic here. The Carolina Hurricanes will win the Stanley Cup. They have a great team behind them with a lot of talent there behind Sebastian Aho, who Joe just talked about, Brent Burns, and Antti Ranta in net, who Mike talked about earlier. I mean, I think they're going to sweep the Islanders, wink, wink, and I think they have the best chance out of anyone here to really go the distance.
I know you definitely don't want that to happen.
No,
But it's a good pick. You and Nick Hirschon are a united front. One of our lovely professors.
Absolutely.
Hand in hand. Mikey, where are we going?
The Oilers are blessed with the best player in the NHL, and Connor McDavid. They got another star in Leon Draisaitl. And, they've had role players step up in their last win, Derek Ryan and Klim Kostin. They stepped up, and if they can do that with the best player in the NHL, they're going to be having that cup.
And they had Connor McDavid for a very long time. They've been such a failure organization. It's really embarrassing to see how loaded talent you have. Leon Draisaitl, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Nurse, Stuart Skinner at the goalie position. It's so disappointing how they haven't won a Stanley Cup yet.
It is disappointing, but it's hard to win in the NHL. Obviously, one player can only do so much throughout a whole series. Gavin, close us out.
I'm not trying to sound like a shill when I say this. The Rangers have a great opportunity. The Hurricanes, we dominated the Hurricanes in the regular season, beat them 3 times, lost them only once. The Bruins are looking a little sluggish right now. They have injuries right now. And the Rangers last year, they cracked the surface. Going to the Eastern Conference Final, going against the Lightning. Yeah, I don't want to talk about what happened there. But hey, this opened the Stanley Cup window, and I think it's a great opportunity. And we have a lot of veteran experience with Kane, with Tarasenko, with Kreider, as he's been there, and he's been in the playoffs when we lost to the Kings in 2014. We know what it has to take, and everybody knows in the playoffs, especially hockey, It is a completely different game, and experience matters. It's faster, it's quicker, it's more tough.
You know, experience matters a lot, have a lot more than they did last season from what their additions and just from who they're bringing back. And obviously Igor Shesterkin, a great equalizer at the goaltender position. That's all we have for you with the NHL. Stick with us as we skate things over. Hit a slap shot to Mark and the NFL crew, the 2023 NHL mock draft. Cannot wait for that. Stick with us on WP Sports Desk.